We in there? Alright, we're in there. What up, Stormy? I just wanted to try to make a guide for you, something you could follow room to room. I saw you working on the Kip route. I hope you didn't put too much effort into that because Dinosaur and I both kind of agree that this is probably going to be the better route to use. Making a video. So, I debated not including this part, but it'll be a nice wind up into the rest of the run. I can go over some basics, but just to start, I'm going to be doing some more advanced strats just for speed, to get through sections more quickly. In almost every instance, there's a just easier, albeit slower way to do it. That's why this route is really good. It's because there's almost always another way to do things. But you'll notice I'm doing something called L jumping. I'll be able to show it off a little bit better in another section. But you basically hold L before you jump and then release about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way up. But it's faster. Rolling is faster than walking anywhere. It's faster than L jumping. It's a really hard strat to bomb jump up here, but this way is too much slower. And I'll be rolling rather than walking all the way around. It's easy to do, and it's faster. Coming up is going to be the Parasite Queen fight. I'm going to use a technique called rapid fire missiles on it. It's super useful, super easy to do. You basically hold the C stick up. You kind of have to claw it, but use your thumb to hold the C stick up and then tap the Y button, and you can mash out missiles pretty darn quickly. There's a save room over here if you want it. I messed up the timer on this shield, so the quick kill isn't going to be super good, but in this, I'm just going to manually aim up, C-stick up, and rapid fire missiles into her face, or her face, excuse me. You'll be seeing some of the L jumps I mentioned. It's really easy to do, just pressing and releasing the L button at the correct time during your jumps. L, release, L, release, L, release. I'm sure you've seen me practice the out of bounds way to do this, but the reason why I'm doing this route is because, or this run through, is because there aren't a lot of people that use all inbounds and also collect spider, which is, you might call this a beginner's route. That was kind of funky. Because of that dash, I went too fast for the room to load properly, so. A lot of rolling in this, especially downhill. The physics make that rolling even faster. Cutting corners, trying to kind of roll back to here and then forward so you have full momentum when that door blows up. Just a small dash there, you don't have to do it. You have to blow up those 2 turrets before this door will open, so I use rapid fire missiles on them as well. With a well-timed L jump, you can actually beat that piston. Quote, crushed by it. You don't actually die or even take damage. A good time to aim for the escape sequence. Starting out, I would say is like a 4:15. If you can get a 4:15, you're doing pretty darn well. My fastest is like a 4:27 or 4:28 without the out of bounds method. Quickest way to do this is just kind of like touch the electricity and then morph through. Morphing carries with it a little bit of momentum. You can use that to your advantage. I'm saving the lock on from that turret. I lock on and then just hold it, and you can get a little bit of a dash here. Not absolutely necessary. Just speeds this up a little bit. But mostly I just wanted you to have something you could scrub through and see the route room to room. Oh, 423. That's decent. Oh shoot, what up, Stormy? This was supposed to be a surprise, darn it. Oh well. This is actually my third attempt trying this. I did one last weekend and the mic levels were just too low, so I pumped up the mic a little bit, and I'm just going to try to have a louder volume this time. So this is where I like to navigate in the menu and turn off the hint system. It's really annoying otherwise, so that's where I do it. Alright, and you've already done this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but you want to be standing right about here on the ship, and you already know how to dash as well, but it's basically strafe right, hit B, and then release your lock. Boom, and there you are. Just jump over here and get your space jump boots. You can, of course, just space jump and get there just using a dash for time's sake. But make your way over to this door. And the very next thing we're going to be getting, which I don't think differs from your 104 route at all. You actually won't see a lot of differences for a little bit. But first thing we're going to be getting is a missile expansion, which gives you missiles without facing the hive totem. I have a completed file, so I can skip cutscenes. Okay, so you've got your missile expansion right up here. This is called a slope jump. It's really, really easy, especially this one. Some of them are harder than others. But it's basically translating your horizontal momentum into vertical height. So you have to be holding L to do this, but hold L, press up against it, and you get additional height. So that skips this entire wing of Chozo runes. Really useful. I'm also going to be getting some optional energy tanks here. This one is not too hard, so I'm going to go ahead and get it. I think you can get it as well. It just requires a fairly decent L jump. But we got these little stair steps here next to the vine. Go over here, and then you're going to kind of jump around this pillar, but it's an L jump and then an L jump back in. You press and release L twice during that jump, and you're able to come and get this E-tank. You don't strictly have to get it, especially since the other energy tanks that we're going to be getting, but I think it would be useful to you. Taking some damage here. Okay, so this is your fight against the beetles that you're supposed to do. There's a trigger that runs about halfway through here or something. You can dash over it, which is what I usually do, but optionally, if you're not super comfortable with your dashes, you can just get to a higher point like here, and then L jump across. Yeah. Cutscene time does not count against your timer, which is what we go off to time our runs. So it's actually faster just to hit this fight trigger on the way back. Roll into it. And since we have space jump, you can just turn and just jump out of the fight. No fuss. Rolling back out of here since it's faster than walking. You also take less damage to those little scarab enemies in the tunnel as well. So this is also a slope jump. Just hold L, jump against the tree, pull back to get around this vine thing, and then press forward again. You're going to make a sort of shape like a question mark. But that's a really quick way to get up here. Otherwise, if you're having trouble with that, I suggest practicing if you're having trouble with it, but there's always another way around. I'm going to try to keep the pace of this going, not spending too long on any tricks. You know where I'm at if you need to get pointers on anything else. Little dash to get across this room more quickly. This takes almost no time to get, so we're going to go ahead and grab that missile expansion. Oh gosh, I need to be health conscious. And I'm going to get the 4 runic symbols here. One there, one here, one there, and one right there. Go get your charge beam. I can skip this cutscene. Easiest way out of this is as soon as this cutscene ends, hold forward and then tap X at what I would say is a medium pace, and you should be able to roll underneath all these lasers. Hopefully I can show that off. Medium pace, I'm holding forward and tapping X. Time that right. Okay, so this is the quick way I get up this room. You just kind of jump on these pipes, but if you want, there's steps all the way up. Oh, okay. Very, very important. Don't forget this part. If you're scrubbing through, I really hope you don't miss this part. That missile door over there, you've got to hit it. It'll be very important for later. But easiest way to get it on the run is switch to scan visor, lock on, and then press your missile button, and it'll cancel out of scan visor and also hit the door without even having to aim. We're on our way to bombs. If you are low on health, picking up those guys, they usually drop some goodies, so sometimes I use them if I've been extra neglectful of my health. Burn dome. My mic has been working that whole time, maybe. Unfortunate. Okay, so this is completely random, the phases of Burn Dome. First time it pops up, it's going to be, here's the door for reference, that crack. The eyeball is going to be perpendicular to that crack, so you aim this way. Second time it pops up, that was the second time. It'll be facing what I like to call the puzzle piece right there. Since you have space jump, you can jump on top of a little ridge here and wait. So after it pops up first there, second there, and then it just repeats. So it'll be right there this time. And then the puzzle piece for the last phase. That was a mediocre to bad fight. Through nothing I did, but just because you can tell because the music looped. That's how you know you had a good or a bad fight. If the fight ends before the music loops, it's a good fight. I don't get it in my run, but if you want, there is a missile expansion right there. Like I said, we're going to be getting some safety items just to make maybe your playthrough a little bit more enjoyable. Timing on this puzzle is crazy lenient. And I didn't know I'm about to exit this little hole in the room. I didn't know about this for like my first 3 times through the game. But yep, there's that. Much faster than going, oh, come on. Going the long way around. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely should be. Eventually you won't need them. You have to make like a conscious effort to skip them though. Maybe I can explain what I mean, but it's really, it's hard to let go of them once you start getting them. You have to just be like, okay, I am no longer going to get that item anymore, and then just get used to it. I usually skip this, but especially starting out, I would probably get this E-Tank. Should make things a lot easier. Save stations are the same way. You'll probably use them for a long time, but you gotta be like, I'm cutting that save station. Never gonna touch that again. This is a missile that I do get. Jump on that little thing, turn around. Right there. I don't know how Flagger is going to treat me. So that missile door I blasted off conceals a save station. Gonna go ahead and save. And we're on our way to Flagera. There's a bomb jump to get over the gate at the top of this room. It's not too hard, and it skips all those runic symbols. I'm going to try to get most of them, all but one, because I want to still show off the bomb jump. But there's two. Blow up these hives so that the war wasps don't bug you. You can easily jump this with your space jump. Otherwise, you just morph and go through there. This is number 3. I think there are only 4. So. Charge beam to bring that bad boy in. You're still not supposed to have space jump, so. But since you have it, you can skip all that craziness. There's also way faster ways to conquer this room, but this will be your 4th one. I'm not going to scan it because I still want to show off this bomb jump. I encourage you to do it. It's fun. But you basically wedge yourself in this little crack, back up just a scotch, and morph. And then it's just a double bomb jump. And you kind of wedge yourself. Well, it's tough to see because this collision isn't visible from the back, but you wedge yourself in this corner and then hold left, and you should just, your ball should grip and just go right up over the edge. That was an instant unmorph. Anytime the camera can't see your morph ball, I don't want to say glitches out, but it'll get you an instant unmorph, which saves a second. So anytime you see me not show the unmorph animation, that was an instant unmorph. Health pickups, very useful. Alright, so okay, if I dash at the right time here, she should do an energy attack, which will give me enough time. Yep, there it is. To jump across. Jump across, morph, and morph. I'm going to do the same thing this time. As soon as the cutscene ends, dash to the right. But this time I'm going to hit the reflector on my way by. But once again, you can totally do this fight the regular way. Just hit the reflectors and go through the intended tubes. And on this final round, you can stagger Flagera. That way you have plenty of time to jump to the outside and bomb. What a Bandros. cutscenes are forever when you're trying to run the game. I want to say it's like a minute and a half of cutscenes, and the fight, if you do it right, is like 12 seconds. Alright, just 180, and this is early wild. You've already been practicing it, so don't need to go into too much detail. Hopefully I get it. Whew, that was a little closer. Drop a lot of bombs right there as you enter, and hopefully that bomb or that door will be activated when I come back. I save those crates because they have ultra energies in them, so just in case these ghosts really mess me up. These ghosts are a big pain in the butt, but the biggest thing I can recommend is to just keep your head on a swivel and watch your radar. A lot of people forget about that thing in the top left. That means this last guy has a lot of health. See, that's the thing, is there's not even enough time to use the restroom or anything. It's like the cutscene. It's not long enough. Now, if your pickups were nice to you, you could shoot this door and do a little dash to it. If you can aim your dash worth a dang. I don't need this, but you can get that ultra right there. Give you some more health. Oh, it didn't work. That door would have been activated, and I would have just been able to roll right through. Strangely, you fall faster when you're in morph ball form. So I morph right there and fall right down through that hole. Got a save station here. Good place for a safety save. If you watch this whole cutscene, it transports Samus like 4 or 5 feet ahead. So some people watch it. I just skip it. 2 missiles takes down that pillar, and that'll be your first artifact. I think if you scan that pillar, it says you need super missiles, but you don't. Just 2 missiles. And since you have space jump, you can just jump out and get it. This room is big, but there's really nothing you want in it right now, so just make your way up here. There's some optional missiles and stuff that you can get. This route doesn't use a whole lot of missiles. Hold my C stick up, tap Y twice, 2 missiles, take those bad boys down. There's a really long way through this room. You cross all the way to the other side. There's stairs up that you cross through that building and then over the bridge. This isn't too hard, so I would recommend using it, but you come to this corner, you press up into it, and then I think you're trying to go for a little bit of a slope jump effect, but press up into it and then against the wall, and you should land on a little ledge right here. From here you can jump across once. You'll see sort of a ledge up here, space jump to that, up, and then across, way faster. This is a double bomb jump puzzle. One of only 2 items, I think, that require the double bomb jump to get. But I always get that one. We affectionately named it Race Tank. Because when you're racing people, you don't want to die and lose the race, so they get that as a safety strat nearly every time. Hence, Race Tank. Yeah, especially if you're using those, like, if you can imagine, we don't use the save stations at all, so it's really difficult to get through all of that without saving at all. This is another cutscene where it transports Samus forward, if you watch the whole thing. This time, it's not nearly as negligible of an amount, so I always let this one play out. Alright, and now I'm up here. There's 1.5 million ways up this room, but I just grab that dash point and go left, and then from here you can space jump up. And the easiest way is to jump across this way and then up here. And then there's your door. This isn't the fastest way, but it's pretty good and really easy. Squeak by that guy. And keep in mind, you're not supposed to have space jump yet. Still not supposed to have space jump. So, easiest way through this room is just jump up to the left here. I'm just getting those crystallites for safety because they have a lot of recoil. They hit you and you go flying. Ordinarily, you're supposed to scan that and it'll lower these all into place and you can jump across them. But since you have space jump, you can just jump over to them, and this one's a little tight. You've got to sort of optimally hit your space jump, but a good L jump should get you on top of there and through there. Worst comes to worst, you can scan that and just jump across the intended way. Boost ball. Ordinarily, you're supposed to use the half pipe that's going to show off in this cutscene to boost up onto that right wall, and you can make your way back to the entrance. This is what I do, though. Hit that guy. And you just got boost, so use it. Makes everything quicker. I always thought this part was charming. Oop. Nope. Okay. Uh, Now, ordinarily, I do this part out of bounds, but we're trying to keep this all inbounds. So I would dash over to there and then jump outside the room and do all sorts of funky stuff like that. But just jump down here, jump to this guy, and across. Oh, crud. Okay. I'm actually going to take a safety save because I have not done the inbounds method of this in a very long time. So just in case I royally mess it up, we're going to go ahead and save. We'll use a ghetto to get up there, or a slope jump, excuse me. And here we go. Okay, there's a big, long and winding path to get up this way. There's a really easy, quick way though. Jump onto this plate, jump to his shoulder, and then jump back. Oh, I hit my head. Jump back, and then forward again. You'll land on the top of this. From there, it's just a space jump to there. Ooh, that wasn't gonna get it. Okay. She got time. Alright, very important you don't bust up the boxes to the left right here. Keep those intact. So however you want to do that, it's a couple missiles to the back and then just pepper it with shots. One charge attack. I don't fight these things very often. You want to be standing right about here when the fight starts. That way, Big Mama can come out and rush you. Get her out of her hole. Give you a little bit more space to work with. When she blows her ice, lay bombs by her left foot. Rinse and repeat, hopefully with better timing. If she staggers, you know you've done it right. There's a faster method with missiles in her gills, but it's a little bit more difficult. That's just a really easy way to do it. Okay. So I have my wave beam, and this part is very important. Don't be silly. Shoot this wave door. And you want to stay far away from it. If you come up on the wave door and it opens and then you get away from it, it'll turn purple again. So shoot it from far away and stay far away. That'll be important later. Alright, so this is infinite speed. It works by wedging Samus in a small spot. So you basically jump in the middle of this box between where the box meets the wall. Jump right down in the middle right there. Okay, approximately right there. And we're going to aim towards this pillar, basically that central middle support structure right there. And once I'm aimed there, I morph. And I'm not sure which direction on the control stick I hold, but that's one of them. Is it working? Okay, yeah. It's bottom right. So you stand there, you look at that support structure, and then you hold bottom right. And this takes about 55 seconds, but if you're doing it correctly, the morph ball should be flickering like this. This is a trick called infinite speed, or IS for short. And it makes Samus's collision checks return true. So, in a sense, it can make make the game think Samus is touching everything in the room at once, including pickups. So we're going to use that to our advantage. You'll know it works when the morph ball loses its shell and all you can see is the blue misty innards. So I'm just continuing to hold bottom right, nothing else right now. It's an overflow glitch. I don't know too much about the inner workings, but it's important in 2 spots in this route. Oh, there it goes. Now I'm going to bomb out. Collect my pickups if I want them. Very important to not unmorph. Do not unmorph here, or else it will ruin your day. And we shot that door because we cannot unmorph to shoot the door again. So just double bomb jump up there, and the door should open because you preloaded it. And roll on through, remembering not to unmorph. Okay, now I think right about here, hold boost and release. And if I did it right, I got the artifact. Excellent. Okay. I was nervous about that part. I have not done this inbounds in a very long time. So boost and release, and when you boost, it returns the collision checks as true, making the game think that you touched the artifact in the next room. But we didn't. Yeah, and it's really easy. You just stand in that specific spot, you aim at that specific spot, let go of everything else, morph, and then hold bottom right on the control stick. If you're doing it correctly, your ball should start to like flicker in between what looks like 2 different frames. Hold that direction, don't let go for 55, 60 seconds, and you'll lose the shell. Don't unmorph. You'll get a glitch, and you will soft lock the game. Weapon sway. Do you have the first upgrade yet? No. Yeah, you should definitely get weapon sway. Okay. Sorry, Conley's playing The Last of Us. Okay. Got our artifact. And now we're just going to continue on. Do not boost anymore. Use the boost only once. If you use boost again, it has the potential to lock your game. So, we're just going to cruise through these tunnels. And the only thing that resets this glitch are elevators, save stations, and then cutscenes that warp your character or change your character's position. So, conveniently, there is an elevator right here. We're going to roll into this, make sure we're on it, unmorph, boop, and that should remove the glitch and allow us to continue on. Okay, since we're going this way, we're going to go ahead and get the artifact. The intended route is to use boost to raise a bridge right here to walk all the way across. If you want, you can jump on top of those boxes, jump on top of there, and then do a pretty tricky R jump. Another way is to jump on top of this computer monitor, look to your right, and there's just a little puffer there waiting to be dashed off of. But of course, you have boost, so feel free to use the other method. Collect that artifact. You're going to be wanting to follow the route pretty closely in terms of artifacts, because you don't have to backtrack for that bad boy. Better to just get it right now. There's that missile expansion up there, if you want it. I don't need it. I boost through this lava. I don't know, it takes like 30 health or something. It's fast. There's an alternate way. Up and winding morphball path. And we're back in Talon Overworld. This is a missile expansion that we get in the route, so go ahead and grab that if you want. And there are faster ways to climb Rip Cave, but I'm just going to take it slow. Utilizing my L jumps. And if you're low on missiles, that guy always drops a missile. Probably so you don't get stuck behind that missile door. Alright, and this should look familiar to you. Your ship is right over there if you want to save. But otherwise, we're just going to go back to Chozo Ruins. This next part is going to cover something we have not went over very well yet. It's an R jump. It's sort of a change up on the L jump. So, got my L jump, hold L, release it. With an R jump, you're going to do an L jump, but you're also going to hold R for a portion of it and twist sideways. The way it works is that Samus has a speed cap, and going forward you can only go a certain speed, but it removes the speed cap when you're faced sideways, so you can pick up additional speed. So I'm going to get to this high point on the half pipe and jump over to that little piece of ledge. Right there. From here, I'm not sure, it might be easier to jump up onto this ledge. And now I think you'll hit your head if you try to do it that way. So I'm just going to stay on this ledge. Ugh. Knew that was going to happen. And it's going to be an L jump, but I'm going to twist on the side. So L, R, and then L. And it just makes you jump a lot further. You probably have to work on that a little bit, but it's pretty important. We'll be using that in a few other spots as well. Okay, so this is an underwater ghetto. It may take you some time, but the way it works is when you're touching a wall, it's like the physics in the game neglect to take into account that you're in water. So if this is the middle of the wall here, I'm going to be slightly on the left, so right about here. And it's like a regular slope jump. I'm going to hold forward, hold L, and then once I get near the peak of my jump, I'm going to hold back to get myself away from the wall and then use my second jump and go forward. So it's forward, back, up. Once again, kind of making sort of a question mark shaped trajectory to your jump. So hold forward, hold back, and then jump. It's a little tricky, but I think you can get it. Oh my gosh. See if I can get a hole in one. Oh, so close. You can boost up that ledge and then go directly into that hole. And jumping up onto that ledge, you can just L jump to here, making you not even have to do the slope jump. So then you jump around and then through there. I think there's an invisible wall somewhere like right here, so you've got to take it a little bit wider to get around that. Alright. Coming up is the second infinite speed exploit. Very similar to the first. Alright, the setup for this is not too hard. So you come over here, do not blast the boxes, and come butt yourself up against this wall over here. Hold right against it, and then kind of tilt your stick backwards a little bit, and you should slowly creep, and then you should stop. Yep. So I'm holding back right, and I'm not going anywhere. So creep along the wall, hold right, and then you'll stop. And from this point, look at this right there, and then tap left. And then you see my elevation rose a little bit. So one more time, hold right, back right a little bit. I should stop. Now look at the grapple point and then just tap left on your control stick. Oop, I rose up a little bit. Now from here, I'm going to stay looking at that. I'm going to morph. Now you hold back left instead of back right. And we should see something very similar happen to the one in Fendrana. And now my morph ball is flickering in between those two-ish frames. Right now what's happening is my morph ball is building up a crap ton of spin, and because the game is only at 60 frames per second, it just looks like it's shuffling between those two frames. But I'm exponentially building speed, which is going to cause an overflow somewhere in the game's code, which is going to cause the glitch. In this room, it takes a little bit longer than usual because this room has fog in it, which makes the frame rate slower, creates a little bit of lag, but it's right around the 60-second mark. So I'm just holding bottom left, and there it goes. So now I'm just going to bomb one bomb out of it, and then just boost towards the door. And that collected a power bomb expansion that was clear across the room behind a power bombable wall beyond the lava. So, similar to last time, I'm not going to want to boost anymore, and I'm definitely not going to want to unmorph. So just leisurely make your way over here, a little double bomb jump action. Oops. Oh my gosh. My depth perception is off today. Okay. And we're making our way towards that save station. Hopefully it'll become apparent why we blasted off that missile door. This can be a little tricky, but the easiest way to do it is just butt yourself up against the wall and then hit the A button 3 times. Lay 3 rapid bombs. 1, 2, 3. Should get right up. Alright. And similar to the wave door, we can't unmorph to shoot that missile door, so we blasted it off beforehand. Play a bomb, get in the save station, and unmorph. And that removes the glitch. If you're approaching from this way, this is the quickest way up the room. Jump to the pipes, jump up here. You can turn around and just jump up this way. Now we're making our way to the ice beam. Oh, what a dash. Before we get there, though, there's going to be a spider track, and even though we're getting spider in this run, we don't have it yet. There's a couple different methods, but by far the easiest one is I don't know, it's a weird collision climb. Butt yourself against the spider track, and then you want to turn so that about a third of it is the rock wall, and then 2/3 of it is the spider track, and then hold forward, and you'll see the camera sort of start to judder. Then you just want to slowly move your view left and right until you get it right, and you should start to climb. And I'm way up above the ground now, so you get the right ratio. Just hold forward, and you'll start climbing. Oh, I was up there. And you can also jump. So once you get a little bit of the way up, just jump up to the top. And you don't want to be right in the middle of this hole at the lowest point. You want to be a little bit to the side where you raise up. Otherwise, you'll just kind of fall. But just morph and then hold forward, and you should just kind of grip and pop right into that hole. It's not hard at all. No problem. Yeah, there aren't a lot of people that do routes with inbounds and with spider, so I just figured this would be the easiest way to do it. The crossway, you have boost, so you can boost and get up, but otherwise this is a great place to practice your L or R jumps. Make sure they're up to snuff. But you get over here, hold L, release L, and then hold L again. That wasn't enough. I think you might need a little bit of an R jump to make it work. So L jump, twist to the side, and get a little bit more distance that way. L and R jumps are super important. You're going to need to practice them a bit, but most of the situations that you need them in aren't like super high pressure scenarios. You should be able to practice over and over. Alright. Coming into this room, you're going to come in, flip a 180, and you're going to see this little peg here. You're going to want to jump and hold L so you have a little bit more maneuverability. And then jump around and up to this ledge. That peg is kind of small, but it's definitely doable. Like I said, if you hold L, you have much more maneuverability with your jump. You can like strafe left and right, and control yourself a little bit more precisely. Then you've got to do this ghost battle. Not hard. And if you're quick, you can shoot that, so you don't need to shoot it later. There is a longer way up the room. It's not even that much longer. Jump from there to there to there, and then you can make your way up to the bomb slots. There's also a slope jump. You get on the hands, butt yourself up against it, back up just a scotch, and then push forward and L jump, and you should make it. And if you're really cool, you can blindly jump backwards, morph, fall right into the Chozo's hands. And he'll bowl you right up there. There's also another method to get up into that trough, but it's like a triple bomb jump and completely unnecessary. Because this is all a cutscene and it doesn't count against your in-game time. Okay, this is another slope jump. It's actually the first trick that I taught Conley. It's a pretty good visual representation of the trick as well. You see that spike on the stone toad's back creates like a perfect ramp, which is what we're going to use. You jump up onto his head. It's a little slippery. And then you hold L and strafe left, just kind of like running up that ramped slope. And then jump at the top of it, and it'll turn some of your horizontal momentum into vertical height. So I'm going to strafe left, jump, and it gives you enough height to get up. Otherwise, you can bomb the little stopper at the bottom of this pool. It'll release the water, and then you can just use the half pipe to boost up. Ice beam. If you let this cutscene play out while holding C stick down, your gun will morph into the ice beam as the cutscene ends. It saves like a second. And we're going to go ahead and take this safety save right here. I don't foresee us losing the run anytime soon, but it's good to have. And next item on our radar is the X-ray visor. This item has absolutely no use in the run outside of Omega Pirate, I believe. I think Omega Pirate, and then I think... Nope, yep, it's just Omega Pirate. To cause damage to Omega Pirate in its like invisible phase, you have to have X-ray visor, or else it just will not cause damage. So that's why we're going to go collect it, the one and only reason. Alright. Super useful combo is a single ice shot followed by a missile. Wonderfully useful. Bobby Fischer, I believe, was a chess pro. Alright, so you need Spider Ball to do this, but you don't need Spider Ball. You gotta jump on a very small piece of collision along that horizontal spider track. Easiest way to do it is to L jump, and you're gonna bonk your head on that piece of the spider track, and then as soon as you bonk, just release the control stick and you should fall right onto that tiny little horizontal portion. So L jump, bonk, and then let go. If you're having trouble with that jump, you can get a little bit of a slope effect off of this. So you hold against it and then Yeah, you can tell I got way more height that jump. Hold L, jump against it, you'll get a little bit of additional height to make the jump. Bonk against the edge of this, and then release your control stick, and you should line up perfectly with this little slat. From here, hold L, jump backwards and then forwards, and you'll land on this higher portion. And then this could be a little tricky because you got a big overhang above your head. I think I just, yep, I did that. I was standing there, and then you have to get from there up on top of that. So you just do it again real quick. Bonk, release, backward, forward, and then from here it's just jump backwards and then forwards. Alright, and with that power bomb we got from Magma Pool, we can bust that bad boy open. And through here. This is Live Grove Tunnel. Live Grove Tunnel is infamous for having just kind of wonky collision that messes up your boost ball, but try to boost and get on top of here. We get this missile expansion in the route as well. And X-ray. That guy always drops a power bomb. So grab that, and then you can sort of place that power bomb anywhere you want to. But it'll blow that away. And then, since we're in this room, we're going to get this artifact. Nice trick is to just press yourself up against this and unmorph, and you'll just carry right up that stump, and then you can jump out. Grab that. Alright, and coming up, this is make it or break it time for the R jump. The only way to escape this room quickly is an R jump. Otherwise, if you go up this way, I think you use that. Yeah, you jump up there, then morph ball up to there, and then a Chozo ghost fight starts, and you have to battle them, and it's just a bunch of time-wasting yuck. So instead of triggering that fight, I'm going to jump onto this green rock, and this is notoriously slippery, but if you aim your view down and then press L, it'll kind of lock it that way, and then you can sort of get a good feel for where you're actually going to land, and then you jump on top of this rock. Alright, and from up here, if you hold R when you're moving around, Samus will not move from her position. So if you don't want to risk falling off while you're looking where you need to, just hold R, and you're gonna look over here. Like I said, this is make it or break it time for your R jump skills. So it's hold L before you even start jumping. What up, Max? Hold L, you're gonna jump, and then about 2/3 of the way up through your jump, you're gonna release L. Hold R, twist to the side, and then hold L again for your second jump, and then release it. So it's L, right, L again. And you should be able to make it without too much trouble. If you watch my crosshairs, this tiny one only appears when I'm holding L. So if you can see that in the stream, then you should be able to tell when I'm holding L and when I'm not. But I'm not going to spend too much longer on this, but slippery rock. It's covered in moss. L, R, L. Sorry, I guess I missed out on a bunch of that conversation. Alright, and then we're making our way back to the ship. We're gonna go get plasma beam. That's what's next. The ship refills all your missiles and power bombs and your health, so that helps. Quickest way to do this room is come through, oop, land on this peg, or not that peg, that root, and then I'll jump over this, try to hit the ice door, and then you can, oh, I took the turn too wide, but that, oh, another missile expansion, and then you should be able to boost right through that ice door. Crash site. You can jump down and then just kind of like wade through that water. I'm just gonna attempt to dash across it. Another super useful save point. This represents the halfway point of the run, roughly. So we're kind of back where we started. And we're headed towards plasma. Using some dashes to speed this up. That was close. Fall more quickly in morph ball, so I'm just gonna morph, roll through there, and we already got the missile expansion in this area, so we'll boost on through, try not to hit the zoomers. So that save at the ship is gonna be pretty useful, because this trick isn't necessarily easy. It's not too tough as long as you follow the setup correctly. You can jump from, if your L or R jumps are really great, you can jump from here all the way to this ledge on the other side of that rock wall. But the safest strat starting off is going to be to come through here, jump down, and then over here there's an invisible ledge, so trust and just jump right here. Alright, and then we're gonna try to get a lock on a scan point that's right over here. So we're gonna face this wall kinda and then just press forward to edge our way up. Alright, and if you're pressing just forward, you should come to a point where you stop moving. And I'm holding L for that whole point. I'm gonna turn around. Oh wow. Okay, I'm gonna do that again. Now I'm gonna hold R so I don't move and turn around. I don't do this method very often. Hold R, turn around, and there's my scan point. And you can tell I can lock onto it because that little crosshair is surrounding it. So from here, I think you can just R jump, but there's also a dash method. So you just hold L, tap forward just a bit to get yourself off from the wall, and then dash left, and you'll make it easy. Like I said, I think you can do an R jump to get over here, and that may end up being easier for you, but as long as you get in that position and then walk forward just a tiny bit away from the wall, you should be able to dash to the left and make it here. If you can do space jump first, That dash is probably easier as long as you make some distance between you and the wall. And make your way through these rooms however you want. And plasma beam. Ordinarily, they want you to have grapple, but we don't have grapple. We're never going to get grapple, so this is how we're going to skip it. There's a rock to the left as soon as you enter. Jump up on top of that, and then there's an electrical box. That's what I like to imagine it is. Hold L and just L jump right on top of it. You can make this jump to the spinner from right here, but if you want a little bit more leeway, you can jump to this tiny pointed rock, aim down so you can see where your feet are, jump right there, and then I think you can just do an L jump, but I do an R jump just to make sure. And jump to the spinner. And you're going to want to raise all these. This is a slope jump. To get up there, you don't quite have enough height if you just jump off of it. So the best way to set up any slope jump is to press up against the wall and then back up just a touch. So I'm pressed up, back up, and then strafe in the direction of the ramp and jump near the top. And it gives you enough height to just clear and get on top of there. Raise the ceiling, and then you'll see this spider track. It spans the entire circumference of this room. We're going to be collecting spider, but we don't have it yet, and we don't want to do any of that anyway. So there's a little metal ring that goes around the room here. You just kind of jump to it and hold forward so you don't slide off. And then just follow it around to about here. This is a little tricky because the consequences of falling are pretty crappy. You don't want to fall all the way back down there. But this is another slope jump. This is going to be similar to the underwater slope jump. We're going to hold L, hold forward, back up, and then there's this peg attached to the spider track. You're going to aim for the tip of this peg when you come back forward with your jump, and you should slide right on top of the block. So hold L, forward, back, and then jump again, and you should make it up. If you fall down, it's no big deal. You can just make those same jumps to get back up. Jump from here to this block, and then an L jump to the ice door. And now you have plasma. You can skip that cutscene. There are no benefits to watching it play out. And now you have the most powerful beam in the game. I like to lock my view down and then get a... I thought it was a combat dash. Is it not? Maybe it is a scan dash. Actually, I don't know. Oh gosh, your muscle memory just gets all messed up when you're... Yep, combat dash, jump off, and then dash to the left. Whatever way gets you to this door right here. There's a fast way through this room. I'm not going to show it off. This is just way easier. Just boost your way across. And jump your way up here. Oop. Scan this. And don't touch that, or else you'll have a long cutscene. go ahead and blow that off and get your save station. Alright. And now we're headed to Fendrana. Hey chat, is my mic working? Sometimes it glitches out. I just don't want to do all this and not have my mic on. Alright. So we're going to try to get up there. There are about 1 million ways to get up there, but you're just going to want to jump to any one of these rocks that give you enough height. And then that tiny, perfect, that tiny pole sticking up. If you want to aim down to get a better view, go ahead and do that. But just that impossibly tiny pole, you can jump to the top of it. And from there, you just jump up here and you can stand on this lip. From here, you can shoot the ice door and then morph and roll on through. Alright. This has a lot of entrances and exits. But you just need to know that you're going to jump down and to the right, ignore that door, and then jump down and to the right once more to get to this door. We're going to come through here. This happens occasionally. Your morph ball just gets stuck in the ground. Just a kind of a physics quirk. Let's see. How do I decide what's the easiest way to do this? Get rid of that guy. And there's a dash. Oh my gosh. There's a dash. If you're feeling really gutsy. Oh, I didn't even get it. How silly of me. But you're going to want to come to this door. But the easiest way is just to grab that lock on and blast it down, and you can just jump right up. So the AI, the way it works in this game, is that they won't notice you as long as you don't fire a shot into the room or you don't enter. So I charge a shot like that, and then now he'll wake up. And one charged plasma will incinerate them. Okay, so I believe they want you to have grapple in this room. I haven't done it intentionally in a while. So to skip grapple, you're gonna jump to this root and then just jump up to here, and then you're gonna wedge yourself in between that snow wall and that other branch. So jump, and the game will reposition you out here. The walkable collision on this route is only on the outside edge, so you're just going to kind of maneuver to the outside, and then you can walk up very carefully. From here, you can do a slope jump up to that floating platform, but otherwise just do a 180, and there's a lower platform right there. So you can jump up, and then, let's see. Yeah, if I go into X-ray, you can see that door, and we're going to go ahead and collect this artifact while we're here. If you want to be ultra fancy, you can shoot a charged plasma shot at this rock wall, and it'll activate the plasma door behind it. But we're going to release, power bomb, and then the door's open. Collect the artifact. Okay, the normal route, it has an element of RNG to it because you absolutely have to get a power bomb pickup from an enemy in this next portion, but to mitigate that, we're going to go ahead and collect a power bomb expansion that is right up there. So just jump a little bit further up the room. From here, you can do an L or an R jump across the way, but a more consistent and easier method would just be to hold L and jump to one of these little ledges along the side, and then a shorter jump right to there. There's your expansion, and that'll refill your power bombs, and it's a guaranteed drop. So just slowly make your way back down and to the right, and we're gonna exit the way we came. We do not collect gravity suit in this at all, so that's ordinarily what we would be getting in this section, but we are not getting it at all. So that Hunter Metroid shows up again. He stops moving. You can show off that combo again. Ice missile to, or ice shot to missile. I'm just gonna come along over here. We have another artifact to get, and we also have to get thermalizer. I should explain that. Okay, so when you transition from this room to this room, as soon as you shoot the door and as soon as the door opens, these enemies will start moving, and if you're quick enough and don't stop at all, you can run and jump on that branch and then jump to the top of the bridge, which is the quickest way. Otherwise, the safest way is just to come around here and jump up the long way. They can still batter you up here, but that is safer than trying to jump to that branch while they're swarming it. They will knock you off into the water below, which is a huge time sink. So, coming up here, and we're gonna invade the pirate labs. There are many ways to do this. We can exploit the AI again by not crossing the threshold of the room and not firing a shot in. So I know there's a turret over here, so I'm just gonna boom, shoot these guys once each. Oop, missed one of them, but if you shoot them once each, the residual damage of the fire will make them explode and die. So you just have to do one uncharged shot and they're gonna die. So you can climb this via these ramps all the way around. It's really slow, not too good. So if you want, you can jump on top of this computer monitor and then jump to this central pillar and then jump up that way. From here, you can jump onto this railing and jump to this central pillar again. This guy can kind of mess up your day. If you're quick enough, he shouldn't cause too much of a problem. But kill him just in case. And then you have these 3 prongs poking out. Pick the one nearest to that wave door, and if you jump up against it, the tip of it is standable. So I jump to that and jump up to the door. You might want to climb that room the long way, but figured I might as well show that off. Okay, this room is pretty specific. You may just want to copy my movements as I do them, but I jumped through the door. I'm going to hit these crates on the right, and then I'm going to strafe, not jump, I'm going to strafe across an invisible line on the floor, which should get a space pirate to jump through the glass at the top of the room. If he doesn't jump through the glass, then just reload this room by traveling. Actually, I'll just show you. I'm not sure he broke it. Oh, nope, he did. I can tell. But the screen will shake and you'll hear a crash. But if he doesn't break the glass, it's not a soft lock. You just have to touch this door back here, and then that reloads this room. So I jump up, hold that charge, shoot these boxes, and then strafe across that line right there. And it will get him to break through the glass. There is an energy tank right there, which is super useful. I suggest you get it. Alright, now we want to climb this room. This is the best way to do it outside of scanning some stuff and taking elevators. It's really slow. You jump up into this corner, and then jump up against that rod. And actually, you might just want to kill all these pirates, because they shoot you and batter you around. Okay, that should let us show that off a little bit more. So jump to here, and then space jump back, and then forward, and you can land here, and then space jump back, and just hold back, and you should land on top of this walkway. From here, you can jump onto this, and then backwards, and then forwards again. This is the glass that you want to be broken by that space pirate. The trigger to get him to do it is really finicky. That's why I showed you how to reload the room if it doesn't happen. But yeah, from here, so we're supposed to be coming through these labs from the other direction, so we're actually headed backwards through it. Alright, once that cutscene ends, just leave that Metroid behind. Come up through here. And the fastest way to get this, it's pretty easy. I think since you have plasma, you can get it the intended way to shoot down this tower. But the fastest way I'm going to go ahead and show off is to jump on top of these boxes, and then you want to land on this corner right here. So, oh gosh, that corner right there. So I'm going to land right there, and then there's a white spot right here on the wall. I aim to the bottom right of it, and then I hold L, and it'll lock your view right there. And there's an energy wall right here, and you want to shoot above it. So lock it on right there, and then jump right and up, and that got it. Okay. And then fire a missile. It should go above the energy wall and hit that black, or that red container on the back of the tower to make it drop. I always thought that was cool when I was learning to run the game. And then you get into here. Pick up your artifact. Oh, drat. Okay. I have a power bomb, so I should be good. Otherwise, you can shoot all these crates and collect a power bomb, but we collected that expansion at the top of that Findrana room, so we should be good as far as that goes. We just absolutely have to have one for the upcoming part. So we got that artifact, that's all we need. We're just gonna backtrack out of here. And go collect our thermal visor. There are 3 computer terminals. Oh, that guy just knocked me into the room. Butthole. One of the computer terminals is right there. You can tell the relevant ones because the scan symbol will be red. There's another red one. I'd usually jump on top of that railing, get that one to the left, then that other one by aiming down, and the last one is right there. And then get your thermal visor. Really the only reason we get this is it enables you to two-pool the jellyfish version of Metroid Prime at the end, saving like a minute. It saves a lot of time. I think to grab this thermal visor only takes a couple seconds. I hold C-stick down as you get past those menus, and that way it will go to your ice beam, dash to the right. You want ice beam out so that you can quickly exit that room because they start hitting you with everything they got. Okay. You can morph ball and get to that ledge right there. Pretty easy. There's also a dash method. There's a tricky way, which is an R jump, but you can do it any of those ways. Jump through here, and we've already came through this room once, but I saved this energy tank until later, because I'm usually low on health at this point. So I save it for this trip through the room. Oh! Okay. I almost did it again. So we're going to travel down here and hit a save point just in case, but then we've got to go and fight Thardus because we are collecting Spider Ball. It makes the entire lower mines way, way easier. There's a fun trick. It ricochets off that purple door and opens the door behind you. Last time I attempted this, I forgot to fight Thardus right here, so I had to backtrack in the last guide I attempted. So I think the quickest way to start the fight is just to boost over here. Boop. We're coming in through the back entrance of the room, but Thardus is one of my favorite boss fights in all of gaming. It stinks that we usually skip him. But you have Plasma Beam, which you're not usually supposed to have for this fight, so it does a little bit of additional damage. So yeah, it's just a pretty kick-butt fight. These rocks always appear in the same order, so if you have them memorized, you can just aim at the rocks manually. But otherwise, equip your thermal visor and blow them to pieces. Kill roll, and then I lay bombs He'll blast his next sweep point off, so I don't even need thermal visor. And you can actually hit the blue rocks while he's rolling around if you're a real dead eye. He should roll up again, so I'm just gonna morph and blow off his weak points again. Super useful. I think I might have got it. Okay, he should get angry now, I think. Yep. He's gonna make this whole place foggy. Ricochet. And then he should roll up. So I'm gonna morph, place some bombs. The timing on that is super lenient. I think I got it. Yep, I blasted him right out of his attack. He should morph up again. Oh, sometimes he does that. A really super quick morph. Okay, now he should get angry one more time. Oh, no. Now he's gonna get angry. All the fog's gonna go away. That means the artist means business. Morph up, lay my bombs. Oh, dead. And now we're gonna have Spider Ball, which makes some of the tricks that you would otherwise have to do, makes them trivial. Oh, might want to collect that. No. Okay, and then I believe the direction to get out of here is back left after this cutscene ends. So I'm just gonna hold back left, boost over here, and probably this one. If you tap R, it's very slightly faster while moving along these rails. It's kind of silly. Alright. Now it's time for probably the hardest part of the run. If you make it through this next part, the Phazon Mines, there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be able to beat the game. There will be a door to our right. I'm gonna combat dash over to it. And this is why we need that power bomb. And then after you bomb that, make sure one of these zoomers always drops a power bomb. Make sure you get that, because you will need another power bomb very shortly. Really? Like the phase on mines, or you can jump through this room. I boost because it hits the loading trigger for the next room more quickly. You can boost off this ledge to fall to the bottom more quickly. Like I said, you fall more quickly in more fall mode, but it might be better just to take it slow. Look down and jump. Because falling to the bottom of this room, there's phase on all along the bottom, and there's guys shooting you. This is why you need that power bomb. Blow up that. Alright. This is the elite pirate skip. You can fight him and beat him, but it's actually faster to just skip him entirely. So that's what I'm going to be doing. The easiest way is to turn around, jump to this, and jump on top of this container, and then L jump to the fan, and then through that hole in the railing. And then you're up top and you can't really do much to you. Scan and exit. You can power bomb the grading and get an energy tank here if you want. We've already gotten enough extra energy tanks in this run that I don't think it's necessary, but you might want the health. Drop down. Just tank those hits. And another useful place for rapid fire missiles. These guys, if you don't let the center of their vision cone pass your location, they'll never see you. So I was just strafing to the left of him as he was turning to try to see me, and he never actually saw me, and therefore never attacked. Makes those fights go much more quickly. Fun fact, this is the invisible drone fight, and you're not supposed to have X-ray visor for this fight, but you do in this route. So I can X-ray visor and see it and pummel it with plasma shots. Okay. The electrical maze is random every single time. There are like 300 different combinations of maze that you can get. I got trolled really bad. So it's luck of the draw. Some mazes are really good and that you can complete them quickly, and some mazes are bad. But those electrical walls actually do a shit ton of damage on you. Try not to bounce around on them too much. Just be careful. That is the main power bomb expansion. You actually have to get that as well, even though we already had power bombs. Another save station here. And now comes the actual hardest part of the run. There are power bombs over here, so go ahead and fire a charge shot. Pick those up, you will need them. Oh shoot. Okay, so I should probably go over that just really quickly. As you enter, it takes a little bit for those turrets to wake up, so you can just boost really quickly and just go under them, and then find some shelter behind this wall and unmorph, and they can't hit you. If you want to take things a little bit more slowly, a little bit more safely, and then as you enter, there's a little hole you can go in and be completely shielded from their attacks and just bomb your way up that way. But no matter what you do, you're going to want to turn off the turrets via that switch and then make your way through here. This is Metroid Quarantine A. Very difficult room. Scan this. I'll just show off the easiest possible way to do it. Get your ice beam out, and that way you can freeze any Metroids that happen to be around. But since you have X-ray, you can just jump your way across. The alternative is a dash, which is a little bit difficult with as much as is going on, but going to go ahead and do my big powerful beam combo. Oh god, the frame rate just tanked there. And there's a much harder way to get through this room, but since we have Spider, we just do this. Really easy. These are the fungal halls. They can be a little tricky, but really only tricky if you're trying to get through quickly. This guy sometimes drops an ultra energy, so not this time, just a medium. Okay. As soon as you land here, if you fire an ice shot, you should be able to freeze that guy. Didn't work that time, but just ice shot followed by missile. If you want, you can fall right there, like a silly. Unfortunately, if you fall, you kind of have to come all the way back. There's another way up, but it's tricky. But there's a dash off this glider to make it over there. Otherwise, you would jump around from there over to here, and then there's an R jump just to make it there. Otherwise, you would need grapple, and we don't collect grapple. This is Fungal Hall B. It can get a little dark, so I switch to Thermal Visor. And just jump along these things real quick. I've got enough power bombs, so if they start harassing you, just blow them all up. Ideally, you'd be quick enough and they would never even touch you. But I jumped to about right here, and if I switch to X-ray, there's that mushroom, and then to the left of it, you can see a piece of the wall that's a little flatter than the rest. I'm shooting it. You can jump on top of it. Try not to stay in the phase on too long, but you just jump on that polygon right there, and then from there you can jump up to this mushroom, and then jump over to your door. This is Metroid Quarantine B that is coming up. I'm just going to show the easiest way through it. 2 charged plasma shots take these guys out. Like, you can land your second charged shot and then just not pay attention to them anymore. That guy should die pretty soon. No? Okay. And we have spiders, so we're just going to take advantage of it. And jump across here. And they want you to have grapple, but you know how to R jump, so L, R, L, jump across. Hit up this save station real quick. And it is Omega Pirate time. I think you had trouble with Omega Pirate last time, so hopefully I'll be able to get this strat that makes Omega Pirate a cakewalk. So before I start, Omega Pirate has 3 pools. Omega Pirate will never appear in the same pool twice, and he'll never appear in the pool you're standing closest to. So by recognizing those 2 rules, you can basically make Omega Pirate spawn where you want him to. When you're starting the fight, come to the left and just use plasma this whole fight. You notice Omega Pirate's acting kind of funny. He hasn't seen us yet. So we went to the left right there. We lose to the left, unmorph, and then just start unloading. Remember how I told you about the AI on these guys? This one follows the same AI. You stay to the left. He's trying to find me right now, but he can't because I keep on straight and left. Use a little bit of dash in here too. So as long as I don't cross the center of Omega Pirate's vision cone, he'll never see me. He won't attack. He won't throw up his shield. He's gonna call some pirates. I'm gonna attempt. Hopefully, I get a good pirate one. Yes, ice pirates. The pirates it spawns are completely random. Ice pirates are good because they're quick to kill. So I'm going to stand closest to this pipe, and he'll spawn right here. I'm going to X-ray, charge up a plasma shot. Okay, now he just appeared at that one, and I'm standing closest to this one, so he's going to appear at this one. Charge up a plasma shot. Charge up a plasma shot. Alright, and he just appeared at that one, and I'm standing closest to this one, so he's going to appear here next. Oh no! I messed him up. Oh well. He only has a little bit of health. Oh, I messed this up last time too. You're going to want to eventually blow off all his armor again. But his energy wave attacks will take care of all the pirates. Gosh, I hate this fight the regular way. It's so bad. Okay. So they'll call more pirates. Oh, and it's power pirates. We're just going to charge up and get an X-ray. We're just going to L jump around the room. That makes you really very hard to hit. And we're just going to be mindful of when Omega Pirate shows up again. Oh, fudge. He's already awake. Okay, Omega Pirate dead. Liaison suit. So we have to do a little bit of backtracking at this point, but it's guaranteed the quickest time to go and get this. But we're gonna backtrack to this room over here and go get an artifact. Alright. And with all of that out of the way, all the hardest parts are done. Especially since you collected Spider. I'm going to utilize this piece of geometry again. Jump up here. I'm going to do a shortcut to get across this room this time. But you can use the tried and true method. Tried and true method. I don't think you need that save point. Just make your way back to the Omega Pirate room. And take this mini elevator up. This will rise up to a catwalk above the boss room. You can make your way along the catwalk, or you can do a little dash. Oh my god. Do a little dash jump like that. Or you can fall and have to take the ride of shame back. I count these bars. That's 3, 4, 5, and 6. I can jump out. Collect that energy tank. It wastes no time to do so. And I usually shoot that door, aim up and to the right. And as the door opens, I'll strafe out, and you'll just want to shoot that guy. If you're quick enough, you can avoid all these bad guys. But for safety, just 2 short charge shots takes care of those. And jump right here and then jump to the corner of this box. And then jump backwards. You'll get there. There's a lot of ways up this room, but once you're standing up here, there's that morph ball track. You just jump in there and then up to there. We have plenty of power bombs. You do want to have at least 1 power bomb going into this next part. Alright. And we're going to skip this pirate again. We're back in this room. We're going to skip him. You don't have to do this. Like I said, if you beat him the first time, it doesn't even matter. But there's a trigger covering this doorway. We're going to try to slide in between that trigger and the doorway. So I'm jumping up here, then jumping to the very edge of this container. And then I'm going to jump out and around the trigger and hug a wall to the right. And I should slip right in between the trigger. And that is Elite Pirate Skit. It's not too hard. It's fun. They got power bomb here, and then turn around and collect all the things that dropped out of those boxes. All right, and I'm sure you've seen me do this bomb jump. It's really difficult, and it's probably the main reason why we grabbed Spider Ball, is so that you don't have to mess with it. But usually involves like a instant unmorph to a space jump. Yeah, it's really difficult. But since we have Spider, we can just ride on up. Jump down and then do a 180, and there's your door. And there's another way to climb this room, but we have Spider. Oops. Okay, I should explain this part. We're coming through these rooms backwards from the intended way. There is a giant rock wall ahead of us. It'll appear invisible because the collision is not visible from the backside. But you usually blast it away with a laser, but we're coming from it backwards, so we're gonna try to boost through it. And there's a very specific way you need to do this. There is a little line on the ground right here. So you line up with it and morph while pushing forward, and now you just boost into the wall. And you clip right through. So since we're up here, we're gonna go ahead and put that laser in position by boosting twice. Scan this, which will fire up the laser. Yep, boom, blows a hole in there. Switch to plasma, charge it up, get that turret, and then we're gonna shoot these guys down at the bottom once each, and they will die from damage. Switch to power beam, morph, and put a power bomb down, and it'll blow apart this guy. This will give us one. Okay, so we're utilizing that trick again. We're just going to stay to the left or right, in this case to the right, of the way he's strafing, and launch quick fire missiles into his head. Collect that artifact. And you scan one of those computer terminals, and it will lower these steps. If you jump from the center point right here where I'm standing, you can make it up to that second step without having to do additional jumps. So that's usually what I do. Plasma beam is useful to keep out because a charged shot will blow up those turrets. And those turrets will drain you of health really quickly. The way to get up from here, the intended way, is to go the long way around here, and then behind that blast wall is, or maybe it's this wall, no, it's that wall, will be another computer terminal that will lower those stepping stones to get up. But an easy way up would be to jump on top of this box here, and then do an R jump to this, I believe it's this central rung right there. Oh, no, it didn't work. That's not the method that I use, but it'll work. There is a small standable platform somewhere right in there. I'm gonna go for it again. Yep, there it is. Okay. And then from there, you just jump straight back up. I'm gonna get out of here before these guys smoke me. But you can, of course, go the long way around, scan that terminal, use those steps to get up again. That's just the quicker way to do it. This room is a little tricky. There's a very specific way. you're going to want to climb this. As you enter, there will be a Metroid to your left, one uncharged ice shot followed by a missile, and then you come to this point. You can jump up on that lip, and then jump backwards, and then forwards, and you'll be able to jump on this. From here, once you're standing on this piece right here, you can press up against the wall and back up just a touch, and then go. It's a slope jump, so forward and then back, and you get enough additional height to make it up over this railing. So slope jump forward, and then use your second jump to jump back, get over this railing. It sounds complicated. It's really not. And then from here, you jump on top of this control switch, and then this is where it gets a little finicky with your control inputs, but there is a small thin ledge right here. So use L for your first jump, but then for your second jump, do not press L. So it'll look like this. L jump, and then a no L for your second jump. And for some reason that just makes it easier to stick onto this ledge. But L, no L, hold forward, and I'm landing on that tiny ledge. Then I jump over here. Alright, and then similar to that last jump, you're going to jump onto this railing. Positioning is not too important, but I just jump a little bit to the left of this vertical piece of the railing. And then you're aiming for that little tongue sticking out. So it's L for the first jump, and then for the second jump, I believe it's 2. We're almost done. This is the home stretch. So L for the first jump, and then no L for the second jump, and you should slide right over the top of that, where you can jump and then get over. Did that guy notice me? I don't know. If you fall, you have to make all those jumps again, but it's L, no L, and then I jumped at the top. You can, as you're holding forward, you can slip over the other side of that tongue and then fall all the way down. So you just want to jump as soon as you know you're standing and carry your momentum over to the other side there. This room is kind of fun. You bomb in these little bubbles, and you get a little extra height to your bomb jump. Make your way through here, and I do a dash jump, but really all you need to do is just make it over to this door to the left. Skip that cutscene. These guys shoot little projectiles that will knock you down into the water below. Just know where you want to be without the gravity suit, so just be careful. You can jump to that platform and then jump there. I usually just do it all. Oh, wow! And he got me. That's exactly what I was talking about. Usually you're moving quickly enough that they won't have a time to get a bead on you. Boost, and it'll get rid of those bars. I usually grab a lock on right there. A little bit of dash to speed things up. Alright, and then just one more short backtrack, to collect artifact. The fastest way through this room is just going to be to morph and fall down to the right. There's a straightaway here. Just boost along that. I switched to plasma, strafe, and then there's that scan point. I'm gonna just jump out and then jump back. Shoot this, switch to ice beam, morph, bomb into the slot, and this will move the statue. Yeah, it's nuts. Those, this game has, enemies have kind of two different values when they damage you. One is the amount of knockback they give, and then the second is just how much damage they deal. But they're two completely different values. Some of them have a lot of knockback and not very much damage. Some of them have a lot of damage and no knockback. But I'm not sure if it'll be useful, but if you ever find yourself with a lot of knockback and you're just flying through the air, if you tap L, it acts as an air brake. So that might be useful at some point. It's pretty situational though. Alright. So jump up through there. There's a slope jump to get up this, but I'm just gonna go. And this room's pretty dark, so probably hard to see, but you're just jumping back the way you came. It was just a very short detour to go back and get that artifact. If you remember the slope jump on that side to get up to that door, this is the exact same, just it has an overhanging ledge over your head. So it's the exact same principle. You're just going to pull back on the stick to clear that ledge that's hanging over your head. So strafe right this time, pull back, and then go forward. If you want, you can do that slope jump and then just jump across. Works just as well, just not quite as quick. If you want, you can save. But really, we're going straight to our ship, so you shouldn't need to at all. Oh my gosh. No, I don't want to save. Oop. Win on this. Hit the ice door. I've already showed this off kind of, so I'm just going to do it quickly. There's that knockback again. Okay. And this is the ship save before the final bosses. There is one more save station in Impact Crater. We usually skip it. But sure, let's go ahead and save. And there's a really tricky dash to get from this ship over to that door. There's also a slope jump utilizing a ledge right about there, maybe a little higher up. But starting out, the easiest way is just going to be to just jump your way around. I'm making a guide. Okay, so next up is Ridley. There's definitely a fast way to fight Ridley. Alright, cross your fingers. I should collect this and the Ridley cutscene should happen. Last time I did this, the cutscene didn't work. I had missed something. So I'm crossing my fingers right now. There we go. You can skip those cutscenes and run towards Ridley, charge a shot. Charge a shot. Ooh, I think I might have got it. I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't have got him, just so... Basically, you want to boost into Ridley. He'll land here, and if you boost into him, it'll take away like 3/4 of his health. But you can also boost him ahead of time when he swoops. Yep, I had gotten it. The mid-air boost. When he swoops, you can also boost against him there. But yeah, if he lands and he still has his wings, they haven't burned off, just boost against him and it'll automatically take you to this next phase. Rapid fire missiles to the chest, really good way to do this. That's called a Ridley snipe. When he rears back like that, he's going to charge at you. But if you aim carefully, it's always up and to the right. You can snipe him out of his charge, and that was a really good Ridley fight. When he rears up like that, his mouth always goes up and to the right, and you shoot the tip of his nose is the best way to aim. The hitbox on it is a little wonky, but you can snipe him out of his charge, and it'll expose his chest again, and you can rapid fire missiles into his chest. Switch to plasma. Okay. Alright, impact crater. Okay, so there's the normal way around this. I would suggest doing it quickly, or else these Metroids will really harass you. It's a big pain in the butt. But I'm going to show you the fast way, because it's just a lot better. If you do it correctly, the Metroid shouldn't cause you any trouble at all. This room is still loading when you get to it. Normally, I've been standing here a while, so it's already loaded. But you have enough time to shoot it and then turn around before it opens. So turn around, and then I just L jump backwards, and there's a little spot right here where you can slope jump. So you slope jump off of it, and then, ooh, this is gonna be messy. And then you land on this vine. Slowing it down and breaking it down is not going to be very conducive to doing it well, but you basically, right before you touch the wall, you want to jump, pull back, and then land on the vine. Maybe I should have saved. No way. But then you jump up to this vine, you jump up to that vine, and then you're more than halfway up the room already. Skips a ton of platforming. That's the boss door. More pit boost. Okay, so this fight is going to take some practice. But there's an AI exploit. If you get... Oh. about and stand right here, you can jump over his melee attacks, and she'll just do them over and over again, and you can just jump over them. This is so charge up a shot of the corresponding color. As soon as the attack ends, or as soon as you land from the jump, release your charge attack. But this fight is so frustrating if you do not learn this method, because or connect or deal damage. So this AI exploit is the way to go. I wouldn't fight Exo any other way nowadays. But just stand about here, jump over the melee attack, land, release your charge shot. I'm moving backwards a little bit as I'm jumping up in the air to avoid that melee. You may find that good. If you notice, I shot a charge shot into her face as she was charging at me. You just stand in the center of the room, aim up at like not quite a 45-degree angle, and release at the correct time. You're still hitting the same weak point. So aim for this spot on her face as she's charging at you, and you might be able to score what we call a snipe. What's important is that you're able to do the AI exploit where she just constantly tries to melee you over and over again. That's the true key to success. The snipes are just, I see them as a bonus, a little extra bonus damage that I can deal. Tractor beam, I just hold backwards against that. Stand in this spot, jump over the melee, release the charge, melee, release the charge. I back up as fast as I can, center, and you can tell if you got the damage because she'll flash red for just a quick second. A very useful part about this is because she is only meleeing over and over again, she's not releasing orbs. She can launch orbs, and those orbs, if they connect with you, they deal like 150 damage or something. So that's an added benefit of using this strat. Come on, switch beams. I think I still got that snipe. And you can also get the turnaround snipe like that. You know if it landed. She'll have flames on her face if you shot her with plasma. Oops. I find the turnaround snipes pretty hard. Okay, so these are those orbs. I wasn't quite in position, so just missile those things out of the air. I wasn't quite in position, so she launched those orbs. I was about to say those turnaround snipes are difficult because her big legs. Oh my goodness. This is actually a really good fight up until just now. Her big old legs swing around and tend to knock you around. Okay. And that is Exo. That fight has a lot of RNG, so it can lose you a lot of time. Essence, utilizes a technique that's called pool pumping. You basically, you just want to strafe in and out of the phazon pool that she lays as you're shooting the phazon beam at her. It conserves the amount of juice the pool has and enables you to squeeze more damage out of each pool. So it's just the fast way to do it. So I may or may not succeed in the 2 pool. I'm just gonna suck up his energy. She's laying the pool, so I'm gonna get up on it. And this is attack canceling. So as soon as she starts a new attack, I'm shooting her and it's knocking her out of it, which is basically fast forwarding her on her cycle. Oh gosh, where's... That's always a pain in the butt. I'm gonna start pool pumping right now. Strafing in and out. There's a rhythm to it, but the pool also, it's bad. Okay. Yeah, I haven't practiced this one. I laid a power bomb to get rid of. Oh god, she is man-man. Okay. Should be good. I'm holding A and then just walking into the pool and then walking back out. And I almost did it correctly, but she has a sliver of health left, which wastes a lot of time. So now you have to wait for her to lay another pool. But no big deal. Lay a power bomb, and I don't even have to worry about pool pumping. And that is Metroid Prime. Yeah, it sounds intimidating, especially like all in one big chunk like this, but you said you were going to break it into its parts, and I really don't think you'll find it difficult if you just take it, like say save station between save station. None of these tricks are beyond